from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who's here to keep you money. Makes me think of that Beatles song, but I don't know why that keep you money. You're so money. It's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast. Maybe it's Miss Moneypenny. There's a brief mention of Miss Moneypenny in the musical Rent, which I saw last weekend 4 times. So maybe that's it. And there's a reason why I say that is because it comes up in this episode. So welcome to Sleep With Me. It's a podcast to take your mind off stuff and keep you company so that you could fall asleep, to be your friend in the deep, dark night. And what we got coming up is support so the show can be free for everybody. Then there's a long, meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. And then there'll be a bedtime story. Tonight it'll be about the musical Rent. This is all as a part of a fundraiser for Orlando Park Stop that benefits the Trevor Project. And you could support it by using the link in our show notes. It's been going on all the entire month of June. So, yeah, that's, what do you say we slow down and get on with the show? Hey, everybody, this is Scoots here, and I'm getting this messaging out. We've changed up some of the structure of the show. We're looking at other changes. So if Sleep With Me is an essential part of your bedtime, an important part of your bedtime, it does something unique for you. When you found the show, you said, wow, this isn't like anything else. This is what I was looking for. That it's not. If Sleep With Me is something you could walk away from the podcast tomorrow. You could replace it tomorrow. If we stop making it, you wouldn't blink an eye. Don't worry about this message. I'm not kidding either. But if you would blink an eye, or it would impact you, please let me know what is essential about Sleep With Me for you. And the best way to do that, obviously, is to support the show directly. I'll send you a video when you sign up, and you can reply to that video and let me know, hey, these are the essential things I find that make about Sleep With Me. Because I don't want to assume as we're looking at it, and to be honest, like if enough people think the show's essential, we don't even have to worry about making any more changes. It's just, it's really, we got enough listeners. So if it's essential to you, it's essential you take action. But if you can't afford to support the show, let me know what's essential to you. Use our contact form on our website, send me a message, or sign up for a free trial with Sleep With Me Plus and let me know. Whatever works best for you. But yeah, that's what we're looking to do right now. Oh, Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out in the show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support, dear Scooter, on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Hannah like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. Couldn't do it without all you, everybody that works on this podcast. And don't forget to support the Trevor Project. The Orlando Park Stop fundraiser is what we're a part of. They have amazing art up, but you can also support the Trevor Project directly. Use the links in our show notes. And thank you so much for being a listener. What do you say we slow it down and get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be thoughts on your mind, like thoughts about the past, present, the future, thinking thoughts, physical sensations, thoughts, feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally too, related to those thoughts or the physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine, and even bedtime, introductions to bedtime sleep podcast routines when I change up accidentally. Usually I say thoughts, feelings, physical sensations, but I don't know. Physical sensations, wasn't there a musical one singular sensation? I think at bedtime, it's because I don't know what musical that was. I don't know. Is it Chorus Line? Maybe. But I just feel like at bedtime, it's like the opening number, not of like all Broadway shows, but and I don't know if that's the opening number. So it'd be like a big number in a Broadway show where it says one singular. The only reason I'm so familiar with that is it was playing on WPIX, the commercial for either the movie or the musical or a biopic related to it when I was in my formative stage as a youth. So it's just in there. Yeah, for some reason, my brain likes to start right when I get in bed. It could be thoughts, it could be feelings, it could be physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine. All those things want my full attention at bedtime. It's like during the day, I mean, I guess they are like inflatables. I didn't realize this, but some brainbots may be inflatable or like whatever the opposite of collapsible is. You know, they go, oh, you got to get this collapsible bucket or cup or whatever. It folds right up. I say, but it takes but it's wet. I don't want to fold anything up that's been wet. Well, just turn, you just pop it right out. Anyway, I guess I got issues with collapsible items. But so during the day, it seems like a lot of the things that keep me up at night they're less inflated. But as soon as I try to fall asleep, they blow right up and they say, oh boy, we need your full attention here. Also, it sometimes feels like I've been inflating balloons all day. Like, I get exhausted, like that feeling in your lower cheeks. And I'm not lower cheeks. I mean, the backside, not the backside of your cheeks either. Your jaw, like behind your jaw, below your ears. Not those cheeks, you giggling listeners. Not those lower cheeks. You all are so cheeky. So whatever it is that's keeping you awake, I'd like to take your mind off of it and help you fall asleep because you deserve a good night's sleep. You deserve a bedtime where you could get the rest you need and your life's more manageable. Bedtime without rigmarole. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, the only reason I go through all that stuff, it's so you know you're not alone. And I realize I may not have been through the same thing that's keeping you awake at night. But I think I can maybe relate to how it feels. But even if I can't relate to how it feels, someone listening somewhere in the world right now can relate to how it feels. And they say, man, I hope this podcast can help you like it helps me. Because it's really helped me get the sleep that I need. Or just made bedtime suck less. Especially when he talks about lower cheeks, below the lower cheeks. They say that's called the leg. Below the lower cheeks is called the leg. I mean, I realize you have, anyway, can we just change the subject? Man, it's like once you bring up cheeks with somebody like me, lower cheeks particularly, it's tough to recover from that. But every time, at bedtime, we need a little bit of levity. A little bit of levity. There you go. I don't know if there'll ever be a musical. I don't know if there's been a musical with a song named A Little Bit of Levity, but I mean, that sounds like, a musical song. I don't know if it'd be in Sleep With Me, but there's a lot of ways we could go with it. Ideally, characters named Levity. Maybe there's already been a song. Maybe that's why it's in my head. But it could also be about making a recipe. It could be that levity is like some sort of other being, like a tribble. Like, what if tribbles were named Levity? And you say, well, a little bit of levity is already too much in the case of a tribble, which is way too deep a reference when I was just trying to let you know that you're not alone in the deep, dark night. I'm here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff so you get the rest you need. I'll send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'll use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous tangents, which means my voice is not traditionally soothing, and I'm going to go off topic multiple times into senseless realms or pop culture references that make, only, which I've already done. I think I don't even need to explain it. But it's all to distract you from whatever's keeping you awake and just to keep you company and this is a podcast that is not everybody's, to say it's not everybody's cup of tea would be a gigantic understatement. I do like to compare it to different hard candy. Like, let's just say there's a place in your world where there's a bowl of hard candy where you say, okay, I know whatever, things I don't eat or whatever. I know this is a trustworthy bowl of hard candy. And the hard candy in there has different shapes and different colors. None of it is labeled. So you've entered into agreement, wherever this bowl, probably at your imaginary Nana's house, they say, okay, you're allowed to take one piece of candy, but you just got to reach in and take it. And I can't tell you what it's going to be. And then you take a piece of hard candy and you put it in your mouth and you say, at first you say, what, this is not it didn't expect this flavor from this color and shape of hard candy. And you say, I'm not sure if that's a melon or like where the flavor throws you off. And you say, this is an acquired taste to hard candy. But then suddenly you may notice, you say, this isn't half bad, actually, now that I'm enjoying this thing. And, but once you stop paying attention, and they say, okay, no, wait a second, I do like that flavor. That's not a melon, it's a cantaloupe flavor. It's a specific melon, I believe. And there's something breezy in there, but I know breezy's not a flavor. So this podcast is an acquired taste like that, which sounds like that you say that's just not for that metaphor, not for everybody anyway. You made a metaphor about that's not for everybody, about something that's not for everybody, about something. I say, you got that right. That's a pointless meander. So just give it a few tries and see how it goes. That's what many, 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 many people have said that are not just regular listeners. They support the podcast on an annual basis and have for some of these people 10 years. They said, when I first got to this podcast, I couldn't stand it. And now they support the show because it takes a couple tries to realize, oh, it is like that. I just needed to try the candy one more time. And I realized it's not traditionally soothing. It's got, this candy has pointless meanders in it, which if you're having you don't want any pointed meanders in there anyway. So just give it a few tries, see how it goes. If you already loathe the podcast, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you has other sleep podcasts on there that you could check out. And, so what I'm going to do here is, this is a podcast you just kind of listen to like it's background noise. You could listen in the intro. A lot of people listen to because it's more of a wind down. But, as the podcast goes on, we like to say around here, this podcast is always going nowhere, always never getting started. Those are our catchphrases, catchphrases that don't catch, that catch nothing. Our catchphrases are like those butterfly nets with the hole, that have been snipped off. So there's no hole, a holeless butterfly net, more like a butterfly swisher. And so that's, what was I saying? Oh, it's a podcast. Most people don't like it. So give it a few tries, see how it goes. Oh, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you is there if you totally loathe the podcast. Oh, but just barely listen to it. I'm here to be a friend in the deep, dark night. I'm also not here to put you to sleep. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep. And that's not a big difference. It's just a subtle difference. I'm here to be your friend talking to you, and then you just fall asleep at some point, like barely listening to me. Or I just make your night better, because there are people who can't sleep at all. So with this podcast, there's no pressure to fall asleep. I'm going to be here over an hour to keep you company. And then, yeah, there's like 600 and over 600 episodes in our archives you can access for that are ad supported. So if you need them, they're there for you to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff. What else do you need to know? No pressure. Oh, I'm here to be your boar friend, your boar bae, your boar sib, your boar bud, your boar bee, your boar burr, your boars, your boar bestie, your boar bruh, your boar friend in the deep dark night. Keep you company, take your mind off of stuff. And structure the show also throws people off. In addition to all those other like reasons the podcast may not work for you. And I only say that because most of the people that really like the show, they say, oh, wait a second. I would have never thought to look for this thing that I've been searching for my whole life. And now I found it by accident. And I didn't even realize it till the third try that I needed a friend I could call who would talk to me about almost nothing, barely anything. I never knew I needed someone with catchphrases that caught nothing. Catchphrases that don't catch. In a podcast, it's always never getting started. Oh, man, I forgot. Oh, structure the show. Really throws people off, but it is intentionally designed to benefit as many people as we can. So here's how it works. It starts off with a greeting. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Say something silly. That way you feel seen and welcomed in. You say, okay, I might check this show out. I might give it a try. Then there's support from sponsors, and the listeners who support the sponsors make it so we just put it out and you can listen to it whenever you want. If you prefer to skip the sponsors, you could do that. You could set that up on your own, or you could support the show directly and get ad-free episodes. Or for free, support the show through our referral program and get ad-free episodes. Whatever you prefer. Then there's a long meandering intro, which we're just meandering to the end of. And some people, it's a show within a show. It has nothing to do with the support. But some people, I don't know. I mean, they're just tired, right? They think the intro is just one big support, but really the intro is where I fail to explain what the podcast is efficiently. I go off topic a bunch of times, but you get to know me a little bit better. And you get to be eased into bedtime. You get a transition period. So whether you're getting ready for bed, you're doing a wind down activity, chilling out, or you're in bed getting comfortable, that's what works, having a bedtime routine to slowly lower the volume on the day. So that's what the intro does, eases you into bedtime. There is a small percentage of people that skip it or fall asleep during it, but for most people, it eases you into bedtime. Then again, there's sponsor support. Then there'll be our bedtime story, where we'll be talking about the musical Rent and Brainbots, actually. And I don't know. It's just, and again, if you want to support the fundraiser, you could use the link in the show notes. It's to benefit the Trevor Project. Check it out. And there's an auction too. Maybe just finishing up because it's been going on all June, and it's an annual thing. So then you could get in on it next year too. And that's at Orlando. That's via Orlando Park Stop. Again, the links will be in our show notes. And then the show ends, but it'll be cool. I'll be talking about Rent and the musical. I'll be, obviously making it about what I thought, the meaning is. But really, it's about, it really is about love. And that's really what this show is about, loving our Brainbots and loving being imperfect. And a kind of softer, non-perfect, non-Hollywood, of love of just saying, my bedtime's pretty good. That's what's worked for me. That's what works for most listeners. I'm only laughing because it's not good enough for most of my brain. It says, no. But yeah, that's where, and because I know how it feels, and I is sending my love and all these other people are regular listeners who work so hard and then support the podcast out of love. And so that everybody say, hey, I really hope this show can help you. So there's that. Show ends with thank yous and good nights, and that's everything. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you checking this podcast out. I work really hard. I earn a nice drive. I really hope we can help you fall asleep. Thanks again for coming by, And here's a couple of ways we're able to do it for you for free twice a week. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots here, and this message is only for people who consider Sleep With Me an essential part of your bedtime routine. And when I say essential, I mean, if you think you could, if we stop making Sleep With Me tomorrow and you could move on to something else or easily replace the show, then it's not essential to you. But if we had to change the way we made the show or put it out or whatever, and it would impact you, maybe that means Sleep With Me is essential to you. And if it is, I'd love to hear what parts of Sleep With Me are essential to you. Like, what is it that makes the show an essential part of your bedtime, or, you know, not a totally essential part of your bedtime, but an important part of your bedtime. And the best way to do that is, because this message is really, it's essential for people to support the show back for the work that goes into the show. So if you're saying, yes, Sleep With Me is essential, yes, it's an essential part of my bedtime, and these are the reasons. The best way to get that statement to me, the fastest, is to sign up for Sleep With Me Plus to support the show directly, get the amazing bonus content, all the podcasts we have over there. But I'm also going to send you a video and reply to that video and let me know, hey, these are the essential things to Sleep With Me. And that's a way to underline it. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. You support the show directly. It's an essential part of your bedtime, and you can let me know. And I've heard from a lot of people who aren't in a position to support the show. It'd be great if you sign up for the referral program, but reach out to me. Use the contact form on our website. Let me know what's essential to the podcast for you too. You're as important as the people that support the show directly. And it was about a year ago, I heard from so many people who the podcast is essential to who can't support the show directly. And it really helped me kind of make the changes we needed to make last year. And this will really help me see what we're going to do for the rest of this year and next year. So sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, set an alarm, set a reminder, whatever you need to do if the show's essential to you. And then let me know about it. Thanks so much. All right, everybody, this is Scoots, and this is this episode. You'll be hearing this during our fundraiser, which I'm recording this way ahead of time, but it's going to be our fundraiser with Alicia Stella, and it's a Park Stop Hate fundraiser, and it raises money for the Trevor Project. And I don't exactly know what, like, you'll hear it in the intro and stuff like that of how we're supporting them. I'm recording this ahead of time. Yeah, it's going to be recorded way ahead of time. But I had an idea for the episode. So please, however I asked earlier in the episode, consider supporting this amazing fundraiser that benefits the Trevor Project. And there's lots of ways you can support directly, or there's auction. So there's a lot of cool stuff. So this is an episode idea I had. I did one of these a long time ago, where I brought my Brainbots. Musicals come up on this show from time to time, and or theater. So I'd brought Brainbots and Macbeth or Hamlet. I can't even remember. Hamlet, I believe. But this is going to be. I had an idea about Brainbots, the musical, Rent, and theme parks, and we'll see if we can bring this idea together. But the reason I'm thinking about Rent is I saw 4 performances this weekend. My daughter was in a cast of Rent, and there's 2 different casts. And I don't know, I always, especially when I see in a musical more than once, it really, the story hits me each time on a different level, and especially seeing different performers doing the roles. And so I'm going to read about the musical Rent because it's kind of interesting this time period, and it came out when it came out. And then, how people's non-smiling faces, things causing people to frown then, and things causing people to frown now. But the messages in there, some of them will come up when I go through the Wikipedia article, but I feel like there's other themes in there that really struck me as important. And it struck me as important in a way when I talk about Brainbots, right? Which are these, to me, like a kinder word I use. The professional word is maladaptive parts of me. or parts of me that never grew up or tools I had as a child that were tools I designed as a child. And those Brainbots usually have one single function, and they seem to activate at bedtime, a lot of them, and they have very strong belief systems and belief in their own ability. And I just thought it was interesting, some of the themes, how the themes of Rent run not in opposition or contradictory to my Brainbots, but that offer them a different glimpse of how to live life. I mean, that's what music and art kind of do anyway. So let's read through it just in case you're unfamiliar with Rent, or I can refamiliarize myself with some facts, and then we'll go from there. And, this could have, I'm going to try to, this is about fundraising for the Trevor Project. And while the mission of Rent was like parallel to that, it's gonna bring maybe I'll try to soften everything as much as I can and make it as sleepy as I can, but I'm not perfect. So Rent is a rock musical. This is from Wikipedia. So again, and it's Rent in caps, all caps. But it's a rock musical. This is according to Wikipedia, because I don't know what does rock musical mean. Let's just double check. Musical theater work with rock music. Music, lyrics, and book by Jonathan Larson. It's loosely based on La Boheme by Puccini, which is an opera from 1896, which was based on a novel from 1851, Scenes of Bohemian Life. And it tells the story of a group of artists trying to create life in Lower Manhattan's East Village in the thriving days of the Bohemian culture of Alphabet City, and a lot of the characters are dealing with HIV and AIDS. And it was first started in 1993 at a workshop off Broadway, the New York Theater Workshop, and that's where it premiered in 1996. And Jonathan Larson was watching that premiere from the big farm in the sky. And then the musical moved to the Nederlander Theater on Broadway in April of 96. And it was very acclaimed, won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama, Tony for Best Musical. It was one of the longest shows on Broadway, and was there on Broadway till 2008. It also, there was several national tours. It was a motion picture in 2005. And I believe there was also one of those, what are those, live on TV ones, but I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, so let's see. In 88, Billy Aronson wanted to create a musical based on Puccini's La Boheme, and then Jonathan Larson began composing, and the two composed together on Santa Fe, the song that would become Rent, and I Should Tell You. And Larson kind of was the one who suggested the East Village setting and feel. And it was just down the street from where he lived, in the village. And he also came up with the show's title. Aronson was not sure about the title, but then Rent said, hey, the word Rent also has more than one meaning. In 91, he asked if he could take it. Larson asked Aronson if I could move forward with this, and there was pretty big expectations. Larson had big dreams about this. A rock opera for the MTV generation. Okay, and then Larson was focused on it, waiting tables, the Moondance Diner, and over the course of years, Larson wrote hundreds of songs, made many changes to the show, which in the end contained 42 songs, and then moved forward. And the 94 version had versions of songs that never made it to the final version. And the workshop version did have some of the original cast, Anthony Rapp and Daphne Rubin Vega as Mimi, and Anthony Rapp played Mark. And the show debuted 100 years after Puccini's opera. Let's see, the first preview of Rent was a sing-through of the musical in Larson's memory. That was January 25th, or that would have been January 26th, 1996. And sources, La Boheme. Oh, they show the kind of differences between the characters. But Mimi, Roger, Mark, Maureen, Angel, Tom, Joanne, and Benny are the main characters. Let's see, what else would we need to know? I mean, it was semi-autobiographical, according to this, for Larson. He was waiting tables as he was trying to make this, and so it's kind of a sacrifice of stability for art, and shared some of the same hopes and fears of his characters. Let's see what else we got here. There's a lot in the Wikipedia article. I don't know if I even want to go through the plot or anything. Let me see if I can find the songs, because I think that's the most important thing about the Brainbots. So from here we'll go, where should we go with this? Let's go, let me read through the songs and let's see which songs hit me as important, and then maybe we'll circle back. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. That's how Sleep With Me works, right? All right, so first is Mark Roger tune-up song. Then there's these voicemails, which seems quaint now. I mean, we still have voicemails, but not ones that are played out loud. And that's kind of a theme of the parents. Then another tune-up song, then the song Rent, and that kind of has to do with so. I guess that would, if we did say this was not one of the new themes I got out of it, but I would say Rent in this sense from a Brainbots perspective, which is different than the musical, because Brainbot came from a place. The Brainbot is an all or nothing thinker. So this would be the, I don't know what the right word is. The rent Brainbot. It's you got to pay the rent. It's got to be paid on time. That's one of our jobs. And this must be done. So, I don't know. We'll come back to that one. I don't know. So that would be what ride would my rent Brainbot, faux responsible Brainbot? But that doesn't sound very nice, even though that is maybe we'll think of a name for it, but I don't know if Rent, it is a Brainbot that's very sternly responsible, I would say, but Sternbot. Yeah, Sternbot. Okay. Maybe let me take some notes on another page here, because, I don't want to lose this. This is stuff we've never done before. So yeah, the Sternbot has a kind of very all or nothing view of responsibility and stuff like that. Okay, You Okay, Honey is when Angel meets Tom, and I really like the usage of Angel. And especially when I seen this, I saw 3 full performances and then the second act a 4th time. And I don't know, I like it when something is hidden in plain sight, an Angel, the name Angel, and a callback to Angel. But Angel definitely, so Angel probably is the one. I mean, I guess some of this would be spoilers. If Angel really is in the show, the glue, or more of a magnet that brings things together, and then I don't know. It's Angel has a gravitational pull, but not from just personality. Because even in this first scene, I was really breaking it down because I've seen it. First, Angel's first action is to check in and help Tom. Then they develop they develop a romantic connection, but it's even that's developed in a playful way. So Angel's ability to help people through play. And then Angel has priorities because Angel's going straight to a meeting, and Angel and Mark are both positive, and they're both like, so they kind of share that, but that becomes a very important part of all the themes, you know, on the surface of the story, but also obviously underneath, and I mean, hard to quite sleepify, but it's true. Like, it is like, it lends itself to the reality of the story, but also like the ability. Anyway, I'm talking too much about theory, like not Angel. So Angel, I do not have an Angel brain bot, but so Angel is very focused on, or Angel has an ability to bring everything and everybody together, but also is focused on caring and participating in life. So yeah, okay, so Christmas carols, okay, then Tune Up 3, One Song Glory. So so let me think about Roger and Mimi. So Roger is like a rocker, and Mimi lives upstairs, and so like it's kind of like there's these three different relationship stories happening between Tom and Angel, Roger and Mimi, and then Joanne and Maureen, with kind of Mark on and Mark is I know Mark's connected to every relationship in a sense, but so Roger and Mimi's One Song Glory. I don't know. Let me think about this. Then we had Light My Candle with Mimi and Roger, which is very it's a cool song because I relate to it as somebody that had to change my had to get sober, but it's also this very flirtatious song that makes your back sweat. So then there's voicemails from parents. Today for you, Tom Collins is Tom's name. Roger, Mark, and Angel. Oh, but that's the only problem is some songs I probably named differently in my head. You'll see. Benny, Mark, Roger, Collins, and Angel, Tango, Maureen. So so one of the things I guess is we do kind of get an idealized relationship with Tom and Angel. We don't learn a lot about the relationship. We just see them kind of as more fully realized as equals in their relationship, and it really being just a loving relationship. But the Roger and Mimi relationship, and then the Joanne and Maureen relationships are a little bit different. Okay, let's see. Tango Maureen offers that first version of that because Joanne and Mark, because Mark had dated Maureen in the past, they're kind of relating to the up and down relationship that you have when you're in love with Maureen. Okay, next up is support, and this happens at the first support meeting, right? Then Out Tonight is sung by Mimi. Another Day, Mimi, Roger, an ensemble, Will I, Steve and Company, Christmas Carolers, Santa Fe, I'll Cover You. Okay, so I'll Cover You is an important one. I can't remember if it's I think those are so the most important ones are I'll Cover You. When we're talking about Brainbots, man, every time I change things though, the page jumps. So I'll Cover You is a song about, so that's, I guess that is where we see the idealized love that Angel and Collins have, or Tom, however you want to say it, and that, because they're covering each other in 1,000 kisses or 10,000 kisses. I can't remember how many kisses there are. Yeah, maybe we could look at the lyrics for that. I don't think we have to get into every song. So then we have Christmas Bells Are Singing, Over the Moon with Maureen, La Vie Boheme, Part A, then I Should Tell You, then back into La Vie Boheme. And that's the end of the Act 1. Oh, I guess I Should Tell You. So some of these go run towards Brainbots and some run away. I guess that's why this musical is so good. goes back. So we had Rent, which would be Sternbot. Then I'll Cover You. And the fact that love is the most important thing. I mean, that ends up kind of being the message that I took away from it. And love in the present moment, and love of imperfection. I jumped way ahead there, didn't I? We were just finishing up Act 1. So yeah, I'll Cover You is not like, that's not a Brainbot. That's like what should we call it? A kiss. That one could be Kissbot. Yeah, there we go. Kissbot. Then I Should Tell You runs contrary, like where it's like that, particularly Mimi and Roger, but a lot of people are holding on to things, and holding on to things inside themselves or what they expect to others to prevent them from being vulnerable and in love, I guess. So this is a simplified, so please don't, if you're like an expert on this stuff, I'm just winging it here. But, and so they're telling, that song is kind of them, and it gets repeated, like, I should tell you, or I should have told you the truth, but I just can't let this down, or, I don't know, to me, and again, this is just my takeaway, this is not a intellectual or actual artistic interpretation, but that it's like, I can't, it is about love and acceptance, and that love is acceptance almost, and these characters just at this stage in the show, and actually like in a relatable way, it's like, man, you gotta shed a few more tears in order, or things that cause a few more tears before you'll be able to let this go and accept that, it's okay to love and be loved as imperfect people, and people with I don't know, maybe, so I mean, and that's definitely something that my Brainbots cannot accept. So I Should Tell You is definitely one of the most brain-body things in the play. I mean, because actually the Rent bot is like, they're full of this youth, right? In this artistic, youth perspective, each character kind of represents that in a different way too. Of we're supposed to pay rent, but we don't, we have strong feelings about it. So I Should Tell You is more of the Brainbot is saying, don't tell anyone. So what's a good name for that Brainbot? I Should Tell You. Down low Brainbot? No, I don't know. DLB, down low Brainbot. There we go. Just DLB for short. But don't worry. So right now, I think the Kissbot, we've got the Kissbot and the Sternbot and the DLB. Okay, I'm trying to get back to the songs. Okay, then we have Seasons of Love, which is one of the more, I guess, like a song that's was used at least after this musical in a lot of auditions and stuff like that. And that just my experience, because I haven't had this experience. I've just heard it from others. It's like people in theater kids are over it, but in context, is like in the musical, it's great. But I think that we might not need that one. But the Seasons of Love is it's more of it fits thematically. What am I talking? I'm putting you to sleep, right? Okay, so then we have Happy New Year, Voicemail 3, Happy New Year, Take Me or Leave Me, Seasons of Love, B or reprise, a kind of. Okay, Without You, Voicemail, Contact, I'll Cover You, Halloween, Goodbye Love, What You Own, Finale, Your Eyes. Okay, where's the other song? I don't know. What are we? Let me see what time we're at. All right. Well, so I think that I guess it's like the Seasons of Love is like the song I'm thinking of. Like, how do you measure a life? Is in this amount of minutes, but it's really about love. But I think the two things, let's see, the two brain body things in this second act are these, they come pretty quick. It's like Take Me or Leave Me with Maureen and Joanne, and then Without You with Roger and Mimi. But Seasons of Love's kind of tucked in the middle there. But there's also, I thought there was one more thing in there. Maybe it's Without You. Seasons of Love, Contact. Well, I don't know the names of the songs. It's not important. But so, I don't know, the songs that really showcase what's starting to happen. Oh, wait, I know now when it happens. Is like right after on Halloween. So maybe it's all part of the Halloween song. Oh, I guess that's Goodbye, Love. Okay, where's my point? So my point is that at some point in the second act, what happens is that... So we learn more about Maureen and Joanne's relationship, and that one, I guess it's like the external versus the internal, maybe? I don't know. At least, okay, I just can only talk about my experience, right? So for me, Mimi and Roger was more about this hiding away on the inside, internal secrets, or things I had to keep that, like, I should tell you, right? Maureen and Joanne more represent, to me, the external, right? Joanne and Maureen are in love, but Take Me or Leave Me is kind of like Maureen's attempt to say, hey, like, this is who I am. This is what I'm like. And I'm a little bit over the top. I'm a little bit, I'm imperfect. I am who I am, and I'm not perfect. And I do get and give a lot of attention, and I do like prefer like a spotlight a lot of the time. But also, isn't that what you love about me? And so do you want to be with me or not? But I'm definitely not ever going to be perfect. I don't think that part's said in there. And what I really like about this part of that, like Act 2, is that there's a lot of tension to me. Say, Scoots, how much is this stuff you just project? I'd say, how much of this is projected on the musical? That makes it a good musical, okay? 100%, I don't know. But so, I don't know, there's just this tension in here. Even, I mean, the tension, this is how good the musical is, because the tension was there even on the fourth time I watched it within 48 hours of like, hey, it's clear all four of these characters are, that there is love and attraction and connection present, but there's also like the same imperfections that they're being asked to accept is also what's preventing them from accepting it. And in the end, I think like there are much more bigger, important themes within the musical than these. But when we talk about Brainbots, like the messages really come down to like it's really important to live your life today and to love today, and loving kind of means like loving imperfection or realizing you're worthy of love and that everyone's worthy of love. Again, these may be only my imaginations, but when we talk about Brainbots and Sleep With Me, I think that's really, it's really what it comes down to. So basically with the rest of our time, let's see, we got Sternbot and Kissbot, DLB. I don't know. I think we need like a couple more, Brainbots, like positive bots. We got Kissbot. I mean, if we had 10,000 but is it 1,000 Kissbots? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of anything else that's going to make it more theme parky. But, well, I guess no, because like, even though the song, I'm not a theater kid, so I can say Seasons of Love is is a bot. We'll think of a name for it. And then we have the Take Me or Leave Me, which again also offers this viewpoint to me of this all or nothing thinking. I mean, I can see like the exasperation of like, hey, just decide here because I can't change who I am for you. So you either got to decide 100% or 0%. But it's more like it's different than that. That's what a Brainbot's interpretation of it would be. Versus, hey, could you just risk that love is not all good feelings all the time, and it's also wading into this imperfectionism. Okay, so we have Sternbot, Kissbot, DLB, Seasons of Love, Seasons of Love, Season of Love, what kind of brainbot, what would we call it? That, we could call it Angel Bot, I guess. We'll just call it Angel. I mean, because like Angel would be the one. Angel would like have fun. It'd be fun to be at a theme park with too. And then the kind of take me or leave me. That's all or nothing bot. I think that bot would be called Zero, because it's like a switch. Like it's either all or nothing, man. Zero bot. And then let's just say we're inviting BB-8 along as a sidekick. Okay, so let's just pretend here that we have Sternbot, Kissbot, DLB, Angel, Zero Bot, and BB-8. And we're all headed to a theme park together. And actually, like, Alicia Stella kind of is really well known for coverage of Epic Universe, which is not open. It's a theme park that Universal's working on opening. So let's, get a list of Epic Universe rides. Okay, so I just hit that, Google it, and let me just see if I can find this on Alicia Star's theme. Oops, that's the wrong button. Okay, so yeah, you could go to OrlandoParkStop.com, and we're going to open it up, and let's just see what would be possible. So let's just look. So we have one ride, which is two rides next to each other called Starfall Racers. So that would be very competitive. So I think that would be fun if there was a way where it was like we had the theme park rented out. We could put Kissbot, Angel, and BB-8. I'm just presuming BB-8's well adjusted, but. So those three could go on one of the Starfall Racer coaster. Looks like there's a green one and a yellow one. And then Sternbot, DLB, and Zerobot would go on another ride. Like they would go on their coaster. And that one seems to be kind of themed to, it's not, there's not details out yet, but that it's like, space themed and stuff like that. And that's in like the Celestial Park portion of the thing, I think. Let's see what else we have here. It's got its own sort of portal entry. So they could, we could go side by side. There's an entry tunnel and roof, and that looks really fun. There's also, after that, we could also go on the Carousel ride. It's a covered carousel. It may be called Constellation Carousel. And it seems like a lot of it's going to be shaped after constellations. I think Angel should be the one to lead, not just because Angel has like a celestial type name, but that because Angel would know better than me how to match the different brainbots with constellations. But I think that would be cool. Like, I don't know, like thrown out there, is Persephone the most kissable constellation? Or is it Aphrodite? Angel would probably know better than me if those are even constellations, and put Kissbot on one of those. Or maybe Angel would do the opposite and say, okay, the most unkissable constellation is, I don't know, is there like a frog, like a toad, the great toad, of the northern, whatever. I don't know if there's a toad. I hope for all toads' sakes. I mean, there's there's toad land. There's going to be toads at another part of this park. But I would say that maybe Kissbot could ride a toad. Might be better. And then Sternbot would have to ride. I don't know, would Sternbot ride? I'd say something warm but not too hot. So not Sol, S-O-L, not S-O-U-L. Or, anything too like that. But maybe, I don't know, what would relax Sternbot enough to say, maybe we don't have to do everything perfectly and buy the book according to the authority figures. I mean, maybe there's some points in there maybe we just don't have to think about it in an all or nothing way. And, so Sternbot would be on the most relaxing, I don't know, what's the most relaxing, I guess, it could be a sleepy constellation. Okay, then DLB That's like, keep it all inside, man. Don't let it out. Don't let people see what's on your insides. I was thinking of the dude from Electric Company for a second, but that's a deep reference. He was an example of human what is that called? Not autonomy, but anatomy. But I would definitely say that whatever, who would you tell celestial figure's the best listener and seems like loving, where you could let your guard down, right? I have no clue, right? But you could just say the great ear. Oh boy, that ear from didn't Pee Wee Herman have a fake giant ear at one point? I don't know, but maybe there could be a Paul Rubens as Pee Wee kind of. I would definitely put that as I would name if naming constellations. Pee Wee's ear would probably not be top. Angel would know. See, Angel, what's the best? Which celestial being or constellation is is really going to be a good listener for DLB to ride? Because I guess the goal, all these things would be we're already in the musical, man. This has already been figured out. But the goal would be to leave the theme park in the same state of. That you leave when you leave the musical. You say, okay, well, that was quite a variety of experiences, but now I really want to have a takeaway that I today should love and let myself be loved, even if sometimes you got to do that for yourself and be say, hey, I am worthy of love, and I'm not perfect. I'm doing the best I can. So I don't know, okay, so then Angel, I don't know, what, did we say which one? Kissbot, we said. What, I guess it'd be cool if Angel was riding the sternest of the all, the grouchiest of all, you say Scooter's forehead? Is that a constellation I don't know about? Yeah, you'd say the furrowed brow. I think that would be like Angel would. They'd say this brow is unfurrowing. We've been doing ride testing for 6 months, but suddenly this brow is unfurrowing. So that's who Angel would ride. 0, take me or leave me. Can't accept other people. So who is the most what? So far, I've come up with none of these, but we'd find a constellation that's the most open arms of Morpheus, or any other constellations that have an open embrace of love. Is this a thing too? We'd need more constellations that are just yeah, I can love you, and maybe my love will help you kind of be more loving. And, as you love yourself, you do change too, but we don't have to be so strict in our, if we expect somebody to be 100% perfect, we're just going to end up, see, Mark never said that. Mark was running solo most of the show or all the show. And Roger does call Mark, so I think, Mark's kind of like BB-8, and I'm thinking about it. I don't know, they remind me of one another, Mark had a striped scarf on. I think that Anthony Rapp is kind of the quintessential Mark. So I don't know what that means for. And then we have 0. Who would 0 that's sorry, 0. I forgot you had a name. So I guess another way to do it would be that 0 could ride something that's plentiful and organic. That shows organic plentitude instead of some sort of ones and zeros plentitude. Because at least in this version, it was slightly updated, but just in some of the content. But that Maureen kind of represents, Maureen's performance, leap of faith, And that one's like very dreamlike, and jump over the moon. I mean, that's like another hidden message in there. I think I got it, but at least at one of the shows. But yeah, that's in the end what is being asked of all the characters, right? And I mean, the biggest leap of faith is kind of taken by Tom and Angel, and then being asked kind of for Roger and Mimi, because it's like they feel much closer to the big farm, particularly at this time period that the musical was created. And so, but I mean, at the end, like, Tom kind of returns to friendship, like in making this return leap of faith. And in a sense, like Tom becomes so Tom could show up at this one just as the, whatever the center of the carousel. Okay, let's see if we have any other attractions we could look up real quick. There's going to be a fountain show, dining locations. There's going to be a part of the park with multiplex. There's like a Donkey Kong ride. I don't know, or what snacks would the characters get? Well, I don't know what else we could. I mean, I think the carousel's pretty good. Like Super Nintendo World, Bowser, they're gonna have Bowser's Place, Mario Kart, and this Donkey Kong attraction. You think there's something with Yoshi too, but I don't really know Yoshi. Like, it's funny, I don't know anything about Yoshi. I mean, I know I like playing Yoshi and Mario Kart, but I don't know much else about Yoshi. Looking forward to learning more. But yeah, I think this is a nice place to just put all these characters on the carousel, and they're circling around and around, up and down, music's playing, and eventually, like, because this is just a dream, like, sequence, they could cover each other in 1,000 kisses. I mean, that would be actually, because that could be the game. Because once upon a time, I think, way before my time, and obviously you can't do this in reality, I don't think, but like there used to be a game where if you're on a carousel, you'd try to grab rings or something like that off of hooks. I don't know if you got a prize or what happened, but like that could be there could be like you could blow kiss. I think that would be the contest that we could get them. I think this would be good. Angel could easily get this hyped up, and this is something we can try to replicate. I don't think we could do 1,000 kisses, but that's the thing. Like from now on, this is moving forward. This is the takeaway from the entire episode. How many kisses can you blow when you're on a carousel? I mean, right? And then how many kisses could you catch? Like, because that would be both sides of it, right? Okay, you like, and I mean, this could be just all take place in your mind, right? If you're not comfortable blowing kisses to strangers, or but at a theme park, I don't know if you could get 1,000 kisses in. I mean, maybe if you wrote it, I bet you could get I think you could get 100 kisses in, maybe. I mean, like, is it 10,000, 1,000 kisses, 10,000 kisses? But yeah, set a goal for the rest of your life. You say, I'd like to give out 10,000 kisses, blown kisses, not kisses, real kisses. I mean, you could kiss, like, you could just do it where you're kissing your own bicep or your shoulders before you get on and while you're on. I mean, that, like, I think you gotta hold on to the bar though. Like, or whatever that thing, the pole. But what if you're doing that in your mind too? Okay, here we go. Here's another way to do it. Every time you see a carousel, pretend everything on the carousel is blowing you a kiss, and you're catching those kisses. I mean, that could be like the meditative thing you run in your mind. I don't normally do those, but imagine a carousel spinning. And as each carousel character, in this case, celestial figures, passes, a kiss flies off their lips and you're catching it with your hand or your cheek. You could just slowly move your cheek side to side and you feel their kisses And each kiss is you accepting their love and accepting that you're lovable. And that's pretty nice. And you do that as you circle and circle and realize that that's what some of us need, or some of our Brainbots need, like BB-8. BB-8, you don't need more kisses. You're getting enough, okay. But ZeroBot and DLB and SternBot, and then maybe we could hold them, in our arms and let them, model for them, and then show them, oh, yeah, look at all those blowing you kisses. Look at that. And it could be at other parks, right? There's the go Snuffleupagus blowing you a kiss. There's the Lego seahorse blowing you a kiss. I don't know what that is. Pink elephant just blew you a kiss. There's a regal regal horse blew you a kiss too. It's pretty nice. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Very different, but hopefully with a message that, yeah, it's not easy to soften ourselves, or not easy for me in this way. And I appreciate the reminders coming from Rent and coming from Alicia Stella and Orlando Park Stop and the Trevor Project, to love a little bit more and to love kind of through action. And sometimes that's what works for me, aside from all this, is like sometimes that softens me to let my heart love and be loved. So 1,000 kisses to all of you. Good night, everybody. All right, I want to thank everybody that joined Sleep With Me Plus recently. I want to thank Matt, Isabel, and Jen. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Lauren, Angelina, and Mitchell. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Mark, Benjamin, and Jan. Thanks, and good night. Emily, Lori, and Simon. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Emmerich, Tanya, and Sarah. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Anlin, Madison, and Chad. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Heather, Janet, and Paige. Thank you. Thanks, good night. Aaron, Brett, and Barbara. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Debbie, Rebecca, and Corey. Thank you. Thanks, good night. And Rachel, Jen, and Huxley. Thanks, everybody who supports the show directly on Sleep With Me Plus or Apple Podcasts. It's how I'll be able to be here for you free twice a week. And here's either Scoots with a Tuck You In recap or a Tuck You In sponsor. But you could support the show directly. You could spread the word about the show. Join our referral program. That's free. You recommend people to free podcasts, you get rewarded. So check that out as well. Thanks and good night. Hey, but this is Scoots tucking you in. Usually I do these like a month in review. But I don't know if the messaging of just recording this pretty close to the last one, just because I got a lot travel family stuff going on. But I just want to use this time. We're making some small changes to the show, maybe to the thank yous. We had to change the Sleepy Supporter Zone. So I just want to thank you for listening. And if you're listening right now, either you're really listening, right? Because you're an essential. I just want to thank you for listening, because this show's really about staying connected in the deep, dark night, right? And I just did an interview with somebody. And I was telling them that, yeah, there's people still listening at the end of the shows. And I'm there to the very end. That's why the shows are over an hour. That's why I'm so dedicated. Everybody who works on the show's dedicated. So I'm just wanted to use this time, like usually I use it to kind of promote Sleep With Me Plus or the sponsors. There may be a sponsor. Oh, no, wait, this would replace the sponsor, right? But to just thank you for listening and to know I'm here and working really hard to stay here for you in the deep, dark night. If you are up and you say, well, this really shows me how essential it is for you to be here for me on a regular basis. Like, if Sleep With Me is essential to you, and you're in a position to support the show financially, not just to support the show, because you get pretty sweet bonus content But really, you're saying, hey, yeah, this show is so essential to me. Sign up at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And if Sleep With Me is essential to you and you say, I can't afford $7 a month, Scoots, it's too much. I totally get that. You can join our referral program for free, refer people to the free podcast and get ad-free and story-only episodes 3 months at a time, for every 3 referrals. And we just gave those to people. So that's sleepwithmepodcast.com/ sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer, REFER, sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, or support our sponsors. But thank you so much for listening, and I hope, the good thing is you could queue up another episode too, right? But reach out, let me know, use the contact form on our website. Let me know what's essential to you with the podcast. Thanks.